It is really hot out here. We are in like a really bad heat wave right now. But welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Andy Crimson and this is Mukbangs and Hangs. Today I'm going to try Subway's new Subway series. They just dropped like 12 new sandwiches and I've got one of them here for you. And also today I'm going to be kind of talking about my experience as a show promoter and background and how I kind of got started at this RGV venue that's called, or was called, Yerberia Cultura. So let's get into it. Bag. I got the sandwich called the MexiCali. Oh, Cheetos! Can't be without those. And basically, it's got some chicken, rotisserie style chicken, and avocado, veggies. So it seemed like a pretty neutral thing to start out with. So we're gonna see how this tastes. Get some of this. How are you guys handling the heat right now? Because I don't know how we're surviving, to be honest. Oh yeah. It smells good. Oh, and it's got like this chipotle sauce, so you can taste it. Oh, this is heavy. This is a heavy, hefty sandwich. This is on the toasted Italian artisan bread. So I'm gonna get you that thumbnail. Okay. Let's take a first bite. Here we go. Now, I've never had Subway's chicken, so this is like another first time thing for me. It's okay, nothing too extraordinary right off the bat. Chicken feels a little dry, if anything. I was wondering if I should even like do like the whole Subway series, try out all the sandwiches. So we'll see. One more bite. I'm having a little bit of a hard time, you know, as you can see, with this bread. It's not like a soft, smooth bite, but oh well. So now, guys, let's get into today's topic. So I want to talk about Yerberia Cultura because I was feeling nostalgic the other day and I had brought it up. I was just remembering all the amazing times I had there, and it's a venue that was around here in my area that it hosted a lot of like local shows. It was a big proponent of open mics, art, just supporting locals, you know. I don't know when it got started, but I kind of entered the scene, you know, as a girlfriend, like as a fan of like local music, a band manager at one point. And so in 2016 I kind of wanted to start broadening my horizons, and I was hurting for some cash at the time, so I reached out to one of the owners and operators of the Yerb, and I was like, hey, do you have anything I can like get involved in? Because at the time I really wanted to get more involved in the scene, and I wasn't like a public singer or anything at that time. And Patrick, who was one of the owners and operators, he kind of opened that door and he said, you know what, we've got open mics, maybe you can host those. So that's what I started doing. And open mic was first come, first serve. It had like musicians, comedians, poets. It was a really like tight space. what I really liked about it and the venue itself is that anybody could go. Anybody can get up there and try their art, you know, get some real-time feedback and just make connections. It was a really chill place to hang out at. So after doing that for a while, managing a band, I started talking with my sibling, and we kind of felt there was this void, or there wasn't a set show for like singer-songwriters, at least on our side of the valley. And that's something that we wanted to do. So we kind of we did form our booking company called Sketch Booking. And it was originally for singer-songwriters acoustic shows, because there wasn't really a space for those types of musicians. Yeah, at open mics, you know, you do 3 songs, 5 at the most, whatever, but it wasn't like a real show. So that's what we started doing. And I'll link down our sketchbooking account down below so you guys can kind of see some videos and pictures of the stuff that we tried to do. And you know, my teeth. We didn't always have a great turnout, but my sibling and I were very passionate about the scene, and we wanted to cultivate a more professional space. We wanted to be more inclusive. So, you know, we threw a bunch of acoustic shows and kind of got this idea, or the name of the acoustic shows, from Patrick. And we started hosting them at Yerberia, like at least once a month. And they did pretty good. And then we started branching out, doing like alternative shows, rock shows. And I brushed up on my headphone, and sometimes when I do that, it like turns off. But anyways, like we started doing like other types of shows. And it was a great learning experience. And hosting at Yerb and continue to do open mics, it was like a really great experience for me. I got to grow in an area that I didn't even know like I had a knack for. It was stressful, not gonna lie. You know, the fun part was like putting everybody together, what I call doing the math, you know, organizing who's playing when. But just to get everybody going on time and stuff. I know some people don't care about that, you know, we run on punk time, run on valley time, but I don't know, I think as a spectator, I appreciate, you know, when things like flow. So that's what we kind of took into consideration, my sibling and I, us as spectators, what we wanted to see, and that's what we kind of implemented with sketchbooking. And you know, Europe wasn't perfect, you know, a lot of places seldom are, but it was our spot. It was my spot. I had a lot of late nights there, not just like hosting. I was hanging out with friends, and I'm really appreciative of my experience there, because I learned so much, and I met so many people. And not gonna lie, it was nice to be part of, I don't want to say organization, part of this cog in the machine, if you will, for our scene. Going back to this MexiCali, I think it could be so much better. The bread's kind of dry, chicken's kind of dry, but it's not like horrible, but it's not like one of the best sandwiches that I've had. So, sketchbooking is no longer around either, and maybe I should have told you guys this, Yerb isn't around anymore. It did not survive a break-in, it did not survive the pandemic, and kind of me shifting into a new chapter in my life. I decided that I didn't want to continue doing sketchbooking, and me and my sibling just kind of mutually agreed to stop doing shows, because it was a lot of work, and sometimes even though we had so much passion for the scene, the juice wasn't always worth the squeeze. You know, we're putting in a lot of hours. We were struggling to try to fund, you know, paying these bands, because we also believed in paying the bands, you know, what we could. It's really hard when you're a DIY project. Oops, a mess. So yeah, the last physical show that our name was put on was I have all my notes here, was actually a rock show that my band Year Zero was on. That was the last physical show that we did. That was around in August 2019. And the last show that we did, period, which was more of like an online thing, was a benefit to help Yerb out when the break-in happened. And we raised like a decent amount of money to help pay for, you know, fortifying Yerb, replacing equipment that was lost, and just money that was stolen. But times were tough. And, you know, my buddy Rick, who managed it at the time, he took over, just couldn't like keep it going anymore. It was sad, but it was all in a transitional like time frame of like COVID, and like everybody's trying to figure out their thing. So, you know, music still continued, but more like local cover bands at the bars and stuff. I think the only redeeming thing about this sandwich is the chipotle baja sauce and the avocado, surprisingly. They always have like decent avocado. You know, there was like a point in my managing career that I actually wanted to own my own venue and just kind of help in the operations and stuff. But I mean, it hasn't happened yet. I don't know if it ever will. I don't know if I still have like those aspirations. There's a lot of risk with the reward. There's a lot of stress. So I don't know if that's just something I would be able to do. Plus, I don't know if I can pull those all-nighters at the venues anymore. Like, your girl tired. Your girl has to work a 9 to 5 still. You know what I mean? I'll be, maybe I'll share some posts on my Instagram of certain shows that happened at the Yerb that were, in my book, like, hands down one of my best times in my life. But if you're from the Valley and you know the scene, you're definitely aware of this venue and all the memories that were made there, all the live music that was supported. And even though now music has, like, made a comeback, other venues have kind of picked up the slack where where the void of Yerb was, but it's not the same. And I don't know, Yerb was my place to go, you know, to hang out and do musical stuff. But yeah, like what I was trying to say is, like, it is bittersweet, and I like it that way, because nothing could ever replace the Yerb. Dang. Sorry if I'm looking a little sweaty. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. It's just my AC in here is like taking a crap on me, and yeah, I still have to do this video. So, if you're familiar with the Yerb, I want to know if you've had any memories or favorite shows that you've gone to there. And put them in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys about them. I started doing that on TikTok just to kind of generate some buzz about this video, because there's just, like I said, so many shows that have happened there. You know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and rate this sandwich, even though I'm not technically done with it. It's nothing too special, like I said earlier. Mm. We're gonna give it a 3 out of 10. That's pretty bad. I mean, I know Subway's not the best for sandwiches, but still, these are like the new and improved sandwiches. One more thing I want to say about Yerb is that I just want to thank Chico and Patrick for opening that door for me in 2016, allowing me to grow and to learn a bunch of things on the hosting side of music, and to thank my buddy Rick for always having my back and always like letting me do stuff at Yerb and, you know, whatever else he's like in charge of, which he's running a coffee shop out of Alamo, Texas, 707 Coffee, if you locals want to go check it out. So yeah, I'm really appreciative of everybody who kind of gave me, my sibling, and the people that I associate with a chance and getting to, you know, do stuff that we're passionate about. Well, guys, I'm gonna end the video and try to cool off. But thank you so much for sticking around for this video. I enjoyed having this meal with you. And go ahead and check out my React video I just dropped. I've got some like sneak peeks of stuff in my Patreon and channel membership links, so be sure to check those out as well. Follow me on Instagram because we are still doing the Ghost 3K giveaway whenever we reach the goal. And so yeah, any other updates, go ahead and follow me on all social media accounts, and I will see y'all later. Bye!